Good morning. It is Wednesday, the 27th of January 2021. It's just gone 25 past 11 and it is an absolutely beautiful day in Portugal. I mean, almost every single day is a beautiful day. There's hardly been any not beautiful days, but yeah, today is special because it's 19 degrees and it's the hottest day of the year so far. So we're in like the middle of winter, 19 degrees with a little bit of sun. It's really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head off down to the Marateca Dam. I'm going to do a little bit of exercise. We've got lockdown still happening here, but exercise is permitted. So we're going to get on the bike, we're going to burn some energy off, and I'm going to bring the camera with me and see what we can find. All right, I'll see you in a bit. I'm just going to go down to the dam.
All right, have fun.
Well,
see you soon.
Cheers. So Gina's got the GoPro so she can film the veggie patch, and because I don't have the GoPro today, I'm just going to use my mobile phone. I do have my big camera on my back, so hopefully we can get some good shots of stalks and the dam and all of that. I came to the spot the other day when I was going for a run, and there's this big stalk nest, and I've just pulled up on my bicycle and they flew off, which is a real pity because there were two huge stalks up there making lots of clicking noises. There's another nest there just behind that tree, but that's all private property. There's a house here, so I don't really want to be pointing my camera at them. But yeah, let's see if we can find another nest somewhere else. So we're coming up to the Marateca Dam, the dam wall part. I seem to remember that there were some crane nests or stalk nests a little bit further by the water treatment plant, or at least one of them. So hopefully I'm going to find one, because that was kind of the whole point of this exercise mission, was to go have a cycle and then find some stalk nests. Day. It's the Marateca Dam behind me here, and yeah, the water is completely flat. Stunning day. So I'm on a stalking mission, and I've managed to find a stalk. There's only one of them in that nest. I don't want to get too close, otherwise it'll fly away. It's Saturday, the 23rd of January 2021. We have a little bit of a problem. Yeah, Bob the campervan's developed a really bad leak. Gina's using him as an office, and she was having a meeting, and there's just water just dripping out of the ceiling and the hatches.
Could slow down a little bit. I think probably because I've moved by standing up and moving around, it's moved the water where it's laying.
Yeah. So we've got a hole. We've got a hole in the roof somewhere, and it's wet the ceiling board here. It's wet the ceiling board, and it's been dripping through. Yeah, you can see all of the drips here. I mean, this is how much water collected
In about 10 minutes.
This is not good.
Dry this morning.
Yeah. And it was coming through where our light is here, so we've had to detach the light. We've got some electrics in this roof, obviously going to these lights. It's all connected to our solar system. So the last thing we want is for it to short out, you know. So the problem is up here. Basically what's happening is the water is just pooling up on the roof in this particular spot here. So the plan is I'm going to try and get the car onto blocks so that the car is kind of tilted, and then hopefully all of the water either drains off the back or off the side. If we just hitch up one of the sides, then the water will hopefully flow off. Oh no. Well, that's no good. Basically, we've got a solar battery charger, but judging by the sound of that starter, the battery's flat. So this thing hasn't been doing its job properly. Oh man, I don't believe it. So yeah, a little bit unlucky. Okay, so I've spoken to my next door neighbour's son and asked him if his dad's got some jump leads, and hopefully he can bring some jump leads. We can start the car, and yeah, and then we just basically have to drive it up onto blocks, get the car angled so that the water drains off, and yeah, I'm going to start the car. There's going to be no charge in the battery to start it, and then I'm going to try and pull away. I'm not going to be able to pull away because I'm sunk in the mud here. I'm probably going to stall the car and then need another jump. Gina's brought some moral support.
Solves every problem.
Oh.
Tea.
Right, so we borrowed some jumper leads from our neighbour, and we've just jumped using our Golf, and it worked. So I was a bit worried that maybe there was something wrong with the starter motor or something like that, but no, it was just a flat battery. Unfortunately, I didn't actually film while I was jumping the car. I was a little bit stressed because I was worried that it wasn't just a flat battery and that we actually had other problems. But yeah, so I've got these little grey blocks here, and we're going to prop up the wheels with the grey blocks. We've just got to get the car out of the mud first because it's sunken in about an inch. I mean, this car has been great. The only problem that it actually does have is the clutch. The clutch is starting to go. So it might be quite difficult to get it out of the mud now. Okay, so I just moved the van forward slightly, and you can see all of the water's pouring off the side. So yeah, it looks like we don't have to use blocks or anything. Looks like that's done the job. Yeah, kind of. Okay, so we're going to move the car forward again. We've decided that if we move it forward and get a block out this back wheel, then well, let me just do it and then I'll speak later. Okay. I guess. It's good. It's drained off.
Okay.
It's drained off. It's fine. Okay, cool. So we have actually used one of the little blocks, and what that's done is it's made the car go this way, but also slightly to the front. And because of that, all of the water is now able to drain off the front here. We couldn't have lifted the front and make it drain off the back because there's a bit of a ridge in it. So yeah, this is our best solution for now. This is just a temporary solution until we can get the roof leak fixed. But it's good to know that there isn't actually anything wrong with the car. The clutch does need replacing, but yeah, it's good to know, like, all it was a flat battery, so it's not the end of the world. She still runs great. Good old Bob.
Good morning. Today is, can't see. Good morning. Today is 27th of January at 18 minutes past 10. So yesterday I dug over this. I was a bit too wet and horrible to have the camera out, so I just dug it over. Today I'm going to attempt this one. So we have some onions in there, but I think I'm going to take those out because they've been in quite a while. Hopefully they'll be small spring onions. We got quite a lot of vegetables out of here, so if I go and show you. So this is yesterday's what we got out of that patch. So we've got lots of potatoes and some leeks. So what we're going to do is, hopefully, if I can find a good recipe, I'm going to make a potato and leek soup, which will be yummy yums, and then use some of these potatoes as seed potatoes for our next lot to go in there. I'm going to do some work on the vegetable patch as we've just left it over the winter to do its thing. We've got some broccolis and some beetroots and things growing in some of those beds, but these beds have just been left, so we're going to dig them over, get them ready for growing some spring vegetables. So I'm just having a break or a tea break. We started the vegetable patch in February last year, so it's just kind of 11 months old. So I just wanted to show you how healthy the ground is looking at the minute. It's looking really well. So I've just given it a really light turnover. I'm going to rake it up and rake all the weeds and the old plants up. I've been doing this for a couple of days and managed to give myself a little blister, so I'm wearing gloves at the minute. So I'm going to do this row next. This was our peppers. The peppers were doing really well until we had like the 10 days of frost, and then they just died and got frostbite. Someone was saying if you cover them they will last for like a couple of years and you can just keep them going. However, I didn't cover them, so we definitely have lost those. So I'm going to pull those out and just turn this row over as well. The ground is looking really healthy at the minute. It feels lovely, and there was loads and loads of really huge earthworms doing their job in there. So I'm going to let the earthworms go back into the ground a bit further, and then I'm going to invite the chickens in for a little while just to do a bit of bug clearance. Just spied a chicken. Snuck in a bit early, but I'll let her stay in. She can eat some of the bugs. I'm just going to unwrap the compost heap, put all the stuff under that I've just pulled up today. Hopefully that will go into the compost, and then you'll see where the compost is at. So as you can see, it's nowhere ready yet to go on the ground, so we just need to leave it for a little while longer, although it's nice and warm in there. Getting a little help from my friends.
It really has been the most stunning day today. The time right now is 20 past 5, and I'm just going for a little walk around because I want to try and see if I can catch some frogs. Or not catch them, sorry, catch them on camera. So we're just down by our little dam pond thing. And I'm sure there's tons of frogs in here, but Mimo made it down here before I got here, so I think they all jumped in. What you doing? What you doing, Mimo? I don't know what she's reacting to. She's trying to drink some water and then she freaks out and runs away. So at night time there's an absolutely deafening noise of frogs. It's incredibly loud. And yeah, I was expecting to see a whole bunch of them down here. I think what I'll do is come out a little bit later on this evening, or tonight when it's dark. And yeah, and then we'll see if we can capture some of them. Right, I know where we'll get some frogs. In our well. I'm just going to go to one of our big wells. It's our big agricultural one, and there should definitely be some frogs inside there. So all of these flowers over here are chamomile, and I'd really like to know how we could make this into chamomile tea, because every spring all of our fields, like the whole farm, just gets covered in chamomile. It would be quite nice if we could, I don't know if you have to dry it out or what you have to do to it, make some tea out of it. So this is where we're going to find some frogs for sure inside this big well. This is our big agricultural well. Oh no. Our dogs are going to give our neighbour a hard time here. She's bringing her sheep past. Hello! Our neighbour's bringing her sheep past, and our dogs are just about to go down there and scare her sheep. Actually, no, it looks like she's good. Okay. Usually it's dog. He gets quite grumpy and will run down there. And as he gets to the fence, yeah, there's dog. And as he gets to the fence, then the sheep will run in the wrong direction. I think that's his fun for the day, you know. Today he looks a little bit too lazy to do that. Cool, okay, so there's some frogs. Let's see if I can zoom in. In the center of the screen there's one over there. It's quite a big one. So you can see there's another one over there. And there's another one over there. And one over there. So yeah, so these guys are basically doomed to live in this well for the rest of their lives. One over there. But they seem quite happy. I mean, they must have been living in here for years and years. There's no way that they can get out. There's fish in here, there's all sorts of stuff. It's obviously enough food for them to eat, because some of them are looking quite big. So yeah, I guess they're quite happy. So I'm just having a walk down to our bottom field. That's where the majority of all the frog noises come from at night time. So I just want to have a look down there, try and see if I can see where they're all sort of congregating. That's quite a big moon tonight. Wow. So we're just leaving the house now, and we're going to try and get some frog sounds.